Morning traders, Paul here with GammaEdge. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of August. Let's get started. Pause your players, please. Read this. It's important to you. It's important to us. If you agree to the terms, hit the play button. Stepping back, taking a look at the summary, models are still up. You'll see here shortly that we've had another entry possibility yesterday, but in general, until the models change, we are still go for throttle up. So alongside, I know there's a lot of discussion out there around the different communities about going short here and all that, and I think that will be indicated very easily through our models, but today was not the day, meaning Tuesday. Maybe Wednesday will be, we don't know. The SPX PM is showing advance of the POI. That's the put open interest. That is a non-gamma, non-delta, non-Greek construct. It just shows that for the shortest term instrument of the SPX, this is the PM settled and quarterly settled, it's moving the puts around, and it's doing so in a way that they are moving up underneath spot price. When we see something like that, it's usually something to pay attention to. Could be opportunistic, but it just might be the whole complex shifting up. We also note minus GEX, which is short-term puts, also coming upward. That's a little more opportunistic. That's players wanting to take advantage of any short-term drop, and we will see that if it occurs. We'll see it in the CT model, and we'll also see it on a few of the other indicators. The true gamma zero, true delta zero that I noted yesterday with the Qs has resolved itself and done so in a fairly strong fashion, so that's become a nothing muffin. And then finally, the SPX plus GEX level has shifted from 44, or up to 44 from 43. That's important. Calls are going in, no question. We're at nearly the same level we were yesterday, so this is not just a gamma shift. This is actually a build out of calls out and up, and when we see that, we need to pay attention to that. We also note that minus GEX has dropped from 4,000 back to 3,900. So for those of you who have been following this, we've been bouncing back and forth on the 4,000, 3,900 strike. And just the fact that it's moved down in combination with the GEX, positive GEX level moving up, and in combination with the market trend, we're taking this as a bullish indication, but there's always an asterisk, and I would urge everyone to come into the Discord and read those pages, or read those notes that I posted in the SPX channel. The market model via the cumulative tick, you can see lower left, upper right, the ribbon, the distance above the ribbon. Everything here is looking good. We had another opportunity for a long entry yesterday. As I said, this was the initial entry. It was confirmed shortly thereafter. Linear update on Friday, Monday, Tuesday, just looking strong. Don't fight the trend until it changes. I do ask often for people to understand when will the model turn off. It'll turn off first in the short-term version, and that's when this white line right here starts crossing these short-term moving averages. We might see it today. If it continues down and it cuts the top of the ribbon, that would be a intermediate failure. And then if it cuts below, all of the moving averages would turn negative in slope, and that would turn off the long-term signal. So just be aware of that, be watching of that. If you're not a member of GammaEdge, we have tools that are free inside of the Discord that you can download for TradeStation and TOS, and that'll help you get a view of this in real time. The SPX condition, kind of mixed. We think it's because of the PM settled behavior that we had here. As I noted, highest put GEX is now shifted up from 38 to 39 on the PM's, PM settled, and then the highest put open interest also here, 36 to 39. So again, PM settled, not the combo instrument, but just the PM settled instruments. So we are seeing that shift, and that because the combo is the algebraic addition here of shorts and longs over to the combo. That's most likely why we're seeing what we see here. As I said, the cues, we were watching this, we had some flattening that was occurring, a shift change in the true delta zero and the true gamma zero. It looks like we've taken out that the previous high. And so I'm thinking this is resolved and we're good to go. So all the indications right now are that calls are going in, puts are being closed, and the gamma and deltas from the calls and puts are being completely dominated by the call side. We take a look at the SPX and we look at the OI change. This is the most recent, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and you can see when we look at the scales here and look at the major divisions, had a little bit of confusion in the Discord yesterday about this, so I want to make sure everyone understands this. Look at the major divisions and you can see negative 100K right here is a major division, so if we were to hit it over here, it would be a fairly significant amount. We're only seeing 20K major divisions here, so call shifting or calls being rolled out and up or being added are not nearly the magnitude that we're seeing for some of the longer term puts going in, as you can see where that is. And just pay attention to this, right? We are seeing puts go in, but they're out in time, so the gamma is not necessarily as much of a factor. And if you want to look at where the distribution of those are, you can go into the Discord, you can click in these charts, and it gives you a live interactive view where when you hover the cursor over them, it tells you the magnitudes and the strike levels, and you can play with that. Gives you just an idea of where the big boys and girls are placing their trades and how things are being rolled out and up, especially with the expiry week. Key levels today, as I said, here at Circle 3, we've moved up from 4,300 to 4,400 and plus GEX. We've also dropped minus GEX from 4,000 down to 3,900. That's a key thing. Note the little more volatility in what we saw yesterday is projected, so just be aware of that. 0 DTE, we closed right in the transition zone. The notes indicate some of my thoughts here. Nice controlled area below, controlled area above. You can see where the contributions from the 0 DTE are going to be. Study this. The fact that we closed right in transition overnight is not surprising. We see it all the time. And you know, it just becomes a nice hiding place. Also note we've got a 0 in here also and the deltas. So it's like a double 2-for-1 here. Very, very safe in gamma exposure as well as delta exposure for the overnight 0 DTE crowd. So this is going to have the most impact for today, plus today's volume. And you can see really we're starting from a neutral position. The SPX, positive gamma here, negative transitory down here. Deltas are really, really strong. I've highlighted two here that are up over 50 billion. We've never seen a absorption in one day of a 50 billion. So just be aware that 4,200 is pretty strong. If we do fall, I do see 4,200 as most likely not being absorbed in one single day. I'd like to see this number come down. I think we have absorbed a 45, so 50 is clearly within range, but it's, you know, we got to get down here, we've got to get through this, and we've not seen the dealers be able to push through or want to push through something like this. So I think we're going to have a relatively stable drop. Might give us another opportunity to have another up leg. You know, just play it accordingly. We'll see what happens. Just keeping your eye up here at Circle 1, it's the new plus GEX level. I do think we're going to have some difficulty getting above this area, but we may push up into that 43.35 into the close, 43.40. Just pay attention to it. We made a run yesterday up here to 43.25 and couldn't hold it. It's very, very possible we could try another run, but maybe we'll pull back and that'll give us a run into tomorrow also. Looking at the SPX structure, here's that plus GEX line here at 4,400. You can see though that the 43, 43.25, 43.50 are pretty dominant. We could easily flip back, so it could be noisy in just the overall. Just depends on what the 0 and 1 and 2 DTE crowds do. Do they move things around? Do they take some of this off? Especially if we have trouble moving up, we might see some of this pushback into this area here as people close those calls and lock those profits in, provided that they have any. 3,900, as I said, retakes the minus GEX level. Here's really what I would consider the last line in the sand. If we lose a 41.50, I don't anticipate it in the near term. But you can see visually the entire market dynamics change. Between 4150 and where we closed yesterday, you can see a lot of transitory. The transition range is opening up. We've got some big gamma in there, but we've also got some negative spikes that are starting to grow as puts come in and start extending downward. That shifting of the transition zone is important. We typically go right to the upper level of the transition or the lower level of the transition, depending on if we're in an upward market or a downward market. I would not be surprised at all if we resided or moved down to the below 4,300 and just played in the upper transition with the occasional opportunistic runs up into this large distribution. So we'll just have to see what happens. Note, we've got that some levels out here that are showing some negative. We are seeing some shorts appear out here in time, and I've been adding those into the database just to make sure that this isn't just purely an OI construct. This is an OI with knowing that some major levels are being added on the short side or on the long side. And you can see what's happening down here also. We're starting to see a lot of that. So with that, we are at the end of today. If you have any questions, comments, and are not a member, go here, GammaEdge.us, click on the pricing page, fill out the information. That'll get you into the Discord. 14-day free trial, all the tools turned on. Great group of traders, all experience levels from beginners all the way through folks who have been on prop desks and have done great things in their lives. So we have all experience levels, all sizes of portfolios. It's really a great environment, and we'd urge everyone to come in and see how to apply it to your style. Follow us on Twitter, GammaEdges with an S, and then here on YouTube, of course. If you like today's content, smash that like button. Let me know that I'm on the right track. And of course, subscribe so that when Taylor, myself, or Michael post a new video, you get notified. And with that, I bid you farewell. Have a great hump day, and hope to see you in the Discord. Thanks, everyone.